to start by asking you, obviously not knowing exactly where the second season is going, but from the books, your character goes through quite a change, I'm guessing, from the sort of, she was on the verge of
suicide
to being, Annie Oakley. Does a lot of that happen this season? I mean, what is your arc? What can you tell us?
I think you can. Definitely, there's a change. I don't think that's giving anything away.
Yeah, last time you saw Andrea, I was a bereft, suicidal woman who wanted to die in the CDC. And as we start season 2, she's just a gal who's trying to find her way. She's still dealing with the loss of her sister, but she's determined to be strong, and she doesn't want to be a victim. And if she's stuck in this world that she didn't choose, she's going to survive. And you will see a big change in her spirit, and the woman that you saw and the woman that she becomes. There's definitely a journey.
You got involved with this. Was the first thing that you heard about, or how did you get involved with the project?
Well, the first thing was the comic book. I was attracted to the comic book. I read it. I thought this would be great for a TV series. So after that, I inquired about the rights, and what I found was that Frank Darabont had actually been involved, and he's an old and dear friend, one of my husband Jonathan Hensley's closest friends, and it was perfect because he was really frustrated. He'd taken it out before. There was a busted pilot at NBC. I don't know that I could see the show on NBC, but that's another story. And he said, no, there's, we've taken it out. There's just no interest. And as they know, don't say no to me.
Yeah.
I will make it happen. And at the same time, we've been having discussions with AMC, and they said they wanted a genre show. And it turned out surprisingly to be a perfect marriage of the network that makes, Mad Men to now making zombies.
And how did you hear about it first?
Well, I've worked with Frank on 2 other collaborations, The Majestic and The Mist, and he's also a dear friend of mine. And I knew this was a passion project of his for a while, though I didn't know anything about it. I just knew that he had this zombie thing that he was involved with. And I heard, over the years, the struggle or the frustration as it is when you're trying to get a dream project off the ground. And it finally got greenlit, and he called me up and he said, I really would love you to pick up the graphic novel and take a look at it. I think you're perfect for the role of Andrea. And I said, great. And there wasn't anything to read in the pilot, so I picked up Compendium 1, and I didn't know what to expect. I think I expected light, fluffy, zombie, all of it. And I couldn't believe how dark it was, and how character-driven, and how incredible the storytelling was. And I just fell in love with the world. And there wasn't even a script written yet with my character, but just based on the graphic novel and Gale and Hurd and Frank Darabont, you just know that you're signing up for something fantastic.
What about you?
Well, I was in Los Angeles doing pilot season, and if you know anything about pilot season, it's hell on earth. And I hadn't really done pilot season before, and I was given a lot of pilots to read, and literally this one was a shining light in a dark room compared to everything else. And I read it and I was like, this is amazing, and really wanted to try to get in on it. And I actually read Merle's part, and then I don't know what happened with that, but I read for that on tape in New York. I ended up taking that back and reading it in New York, and then they had me read it again, and then my character Frank created, so I'm not in the comic book, but I knew it was going to be amazing just reading the script. I thought it was going to be amazing, and then finding out who's involved is the cherry on the sundae. Like, I campaigned for one part, and then a new one opened up to me, and I just was over the moon. I think I yelled running down Chinatown with joy. But yeah, I'm just
I think
happy
all three
to
of
be
you
here.
touched upon it. The story. I mean, the story that makes it got you interested. It got you interested. It got you interested. That's where it starts.
Robert Kirkman.
Yeah.
Robert Kirkman's sick, demented mind is why we're all here. You know. No, that's.
I was going to ask Laurie a question. I think a lot of fans were sad to see Emma Bell play her sister go in season 1. And did you know in the beginning of the season that was coming, or was that a surprise to you?
I knew it was coming. I mean, it happened. I mean, we're honoring the source material a lot. We're also deviating from the source material, but that was something that we all knew. And yeah, it was awful. I mean, the challenging thing about our show is, I mean, we are a cast that genuinely cares about one another. I mean, we're very harmonious, and I mean, I fell in love with this little girl that played my sister, and we had a wonderful on-screen and off-screen relationship, and I wish she was with us until the very end, but it was part of the storytelling. I mean, I think the problem was everybody fell in love with Emma Bell and didn't want her to leave, and then it was like, they had already written it.
And in fact, there she is.
And there she is. See, we still can't say goodbye. We're talking about you.